There's a lot of space in the front seat. You may want to adjust. We'll begin with 3 ohms. Inhale. Join your hands to the heart center. We'll sing Sahanavatu together. Taking your hands back, catching hold of right wrist with your left hand, stretch up and back from the root of the back. Exhale as you bend down, taking the blessings. Inhale, coming back up, releasing your hands gently. Taking the session, a 90-minute session which has the entire practice of yoga, pranayama, bandha, mudra, everything. So we'll basically be focusing on our breath through the practice. So the entire practice, nobody talks. I know we as teachers would like to ask questions and why not this, why not that. We'll have that session later. But for now, it will be simply just go within yourself and all these practices that anyway, most of them you know. We'll be practicing with Ujjayi and with awareful breathing. Ujjayi itself does not mean you will bring awareness, so mentally also make sure that you are listening to your breath, that is Ujjayi breathing, while you practice. Okay? So let us begin with Kapalabhati as the breathing practice, and we'll practice this also with a lot of awareness. 60 breaths per minute. When we do 60 breaths per minute, we'll focus on the vigor of the muscles, so musculature is the focus, and later when we practice 120 breaths per minute, then hyperventilation as the focus. So they are two different focuses, and people tend to, when we say 60 breaths per minute, as teachers we think we are advanced and we want to go faster and we think faster is better. But no, this time follow everything the way I am going to explain, because everything has a purpose to it. So let's do that, 60 breaths per minute for 1 minute with a timer, followed by a minute of meditation, and in the meditation also we are going to hold the breath. So we hold the breath for as long as we can, and whenever we are holding breath, follow Jalandhar Bandha, lifting the chest cage up, and so you basically lift yourself up like this. So watch the chest, it goes up like this, and tuck the chin down and shoulders down. So we tend to do this, don't do that. So this is our Jalandhar Bandha, lift, you will feel a lift here, okay? That is Jalandhar Bandha. That's how you hold the breath, whenever you hold the breath. Whenever I say, okay, let's hold the breath, okay? We'll do that with Kapalabhati 1, that is 60 breaths per minute, Kapalabhati 2, that's 120 breaths per minute for full 120 breaths. But if you cannot, then take like 5 breaths, slow down, don't stop, slow down, and then pick up the speed again for a whole minute. Okay, so listen to your body, practice based on your your own capacity, and that also followed by holding of the breath. And if you feel giddy when you hold your breath, especially Vata people, then you want to hold your breath after about a couple of deep breaths. So you don't have to immediately hold your breath. Same thing with 2 practices of Bastrika. In Bastrika also we are going to, at one point we'll be doing up and down with hands, and the second one without even using the arms, because then you can do faster. Okay, arms will only slow down. So that's more advanced, and in all 4 cases we'll be holding the breath and listen to your body. Okay, let's begin. Brahma Mudra. Let us do Om 1, Om 2 for 16 counts. Okay, let's begin. Forceful exhalation. Om 1, Om 2, Om 3, Om 4, Om 5. Continue. The force of the abdomen should be the goal. I've started the timer, but 60 counts. A big thirst. Pointed bullet light hitting inside when you exhale. Last 5 seconds, and gently stop the practice. Inhale deeply, hold your breath. Jalandhar Bandha. Only hold as long as you can, and don't overdo this. Meditation, watching the breath. Awareness in between the forehead. Watch your breath. We'll move on to 120 breaths per minute. If you have hypertension, keep it at 60 or even 40. And you all know about women during menstruation, so follow usual limitations apply. Let's begin. 120 breaths per minute. The way to count is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Not 1, 2, 3, 4. Not like that. Okay? So 120 breaths per minute. Let's begin. Notice that the muscular vigor, the bullet-like hitting inside has reduced, but the focus still is on the minimal set of muscles being used. That is a pointed awareness at the place where you feel that contraction. 60 seconds are up. Complete your practice. And gently stop the practice. Inhale deeply and hold your breath. As you practice Jalandhar Bandha hold, you may also want to practice Mula Bandha at the same time, or at least an awareness. Releasing the mudra when you cannot hold anymore, and observing the breath. Awareness in between the forehead, or at the heart center, or at the navel center. So listen to your body, and also take up one of these three practices. Awareness in between the forehead, or at the heart center, or at the navel center. Usually we tend to do one of the three, and keep that practice. Gently open your eyes. We'll practice now Vastrika, same method again. Forceful inhalation, forceful exhalation. Do not use your nose. You do that, don't do that. About 20 to 30, not more than 20, 25. And gently start the practice. Inhale deeply. Hold your breath, hands on the thighs, or in any mudra, Jalandhar Bandha. You may feel lightheaded in this. Stop the practice, eyes closed, awareness in between the forehead or the chest, heart center or the navel center. Observe your breath. Go into the fast without using the hands. The way it goes is like this. Just watch the demo. So you basically fill the lungs with air and fully exhale. So as fast as you can do. That also builds with time. We may not have as open of sinuses and the nostrils as we would like. With practice you will develop that. So let's begin. And gently stop the practice. Inhale deeply. Hold your breath. Again, listen to your body. If you have any hypertension, these are all contraindicated. feel silence within with all these cleansing kriya. Feel the shine in the skull, as they say, Kapalabhati and Bhastrika, burning away all the thoughts. Blacksmith, bellow, breath, burning away all the thoughts. Gently open your eyes. And we'll now practice 2 more cleansing before we go into other practices. So gently come to standing to do Vidyanabandha and Agnisakriya. Hands on the thighs, low level and the high level. So right now, when you bend down, you basically hold by pulling it towards the spine. So exhale, pull the abdomen in, draw the abdomen in, hold as tight as you can, as pointed as you can. Once again, the goal here, I know all of you know the Uddiyana Bandha, but we hold all possible muscles. Here, the focus is that one set of 4 muscles where you hold, and that happens with practice and attempt. Make that as the awareness, at least for now. So exhale, pull the abdomen muscles in, hold as long as you can, then release the muscles, inhale and come back up. Let's begin. Exhale with your mouth. Suck and hold. Release, inhale, and come back. Watch your breath, the abdominal muscles. And if needed, Mukha always helps. If you held beyond your limit, you feel tired, so times before you relax. Okay. Now at the higher level, here stand straight pretty much, but just a little bend, and also creating a space at the chest level like that. Again, contraindicated during menstruation. So now exhale, pull and go up. Release, inhale, come back. I see some of you doing because you have created a vacuum inside. And imagine a bubble of air going inside now. What happens? You choke. I mean, it's not choke here, you choke inside somewhere. Don't do that. Okay, because this is these are all very advanced practices. So you want to release the muscles, inhale, come back. Okay. As you remain relaxed, now we do Agnisara Kriya. Same thing, one at the lower level, one at the higher level. You should see that when you do at the lower level, you can go faster. When you do higher level and suck inside and up, it will slow down. Hopefully, you are all able to feel that upper level hold. That is a little hard, but with practice you will get. Again, the focus in all these practices is minimal set of muscles are being used for maximum optimal practice. Maximum vigor, minimal set of muscles. Even in the yoga practice, you will see that. Okay. Now, Agnisara. Release, inhale, come back up. Maybe a couple of Mukhadauti practices. So make it a habit so that you don't hold the breath outside too long, deprive yourself of oxygen. Okay, now the upper level. So you hold and release, and release. Okay, let's start. No breathing in between, okay? Come down to sitting. The last one, which is only an attempt, it may or may not happen. I believe this practice, Shakti Chalana, happens with Padmasana, but if you cannot do Padmasana, half is fine. The Padmasana. And the way to sit, sitting straight, with spine really pulled up and with hands like this. So not like this, but to lift, yeah. You will see that already your stomach goes in, right? Now, what we want to do is pull from the right and try and release from the left. It won't happen without a lot of practice. The idea is to move the muscles in one direction, from the right to the left in circular fashion, then from left to right later. But first, only, at least awareness here and pulling from the right, and the release happens naturally. Don't worry about it for now. Half. We'll practice one side first and then take a break and the other side. So Shakti Chalana. Use your willpower. Just a very, very focused awareness will help you. And don't overdo again. If you are still doing, I'm sure you are not able to do, but you are somehow trying. That long holding of breath is not recommended. Okay, now the other side. Close your eyes, maybe a couple of Mukadhotis and observe. And gently open your eyes. Okay. Now come to standing position. Practice the regular yoga practice. Here too, Ujjayi is the goal, and I am assuming everybody knows Ujjayi here. Any questions on Ujjayi? Consider the lotus, making a hissing sound as you inhale and as you exhale. So practice arms in and out breathing with Ujjayi usually. You'll just be walking around after the demo. So arms in front of you. And as you inhale, and as you exhale, in the arms, minimal sound. Let's continue. Close your eyes. Inhale, exhale. Now at your own breath space. Is only audible to you. Four rounds. And after that, ankle stretch breathing. Continue. Bring your arms down after the fourth round, and then we'll practice ankle stretch with eyes open, gaze fixed in front of you. Again, Ujjayi, with this time eyes open. And with the balance. notice that you're not, if you are hyperventilating, then you're overdoing that breath. Slow down in that case. It's okay to take a couple of shallow breaths at the final pose. And do not at any point hyperventilate. If you breathe too much, you're breathing too much. Do not over slow down. In that case, you feel like taking a couple of extra breaths, which is okay in the final pose. So Ujjayi is not easy, and if everybody says I'm able to do 1 hour of Ujjayi and a very slow practice, I have suspicion about that. Okay? So, continue. Two more times. Inhale, eyes fixed with the full willpower of being able to balance. And exhale, come back. Gently release, relax, observe your breath. And your breath should be the same as it was before in the sense of comfort. That is, now if you feel a relief, now if you feel comfort, then you have overdone Ujjayi. So that is the idea here. Ujjayi is not a practice that is going to put you in any special state. The state has to be the same as your normal state. Then you are practicing Ujjayi fine. Okay. Now we'll practice Samasthiti breathing practices. So these are side stretch. So arms, these are hasta vinyasas basically. Now I'm just going to show the demo. Wait to do this. Watch this. I sort of held my breath. So there is going to be a bit of an Antar Kumbhaka here, and for that Antar Kumbhaka, you also again have to listen to your body. Don't overdo these practices also. If you feel that you have to take a breath, it's okay. Even here, this is basically the Jalandhar Bandha, which means you are actually holding the breath. But slow, release a little bit, take a couple of breaths, and come down. It's okay. Okay. The ultimate goal, however, is this Tadasana also is different from our usual Tadasana where we stand with legs apart. We'll come to Tadasana, we'll have a workshop on Tadasana itself. But here, join the toes, the heels, ankles, and even pushing the thighs close to each other and nudging the pelvis forward. So when you push the thighs close to each other, you are also nudging the pelvis forward. So it's a little, I would say, sort of an opposite of the other Tadasana that we stand. Okay? So, and with the chest up and shoulders back, and this is a bit of an advanced practice. Okay? Listen to your body again. Don't overdo anything. And at any point you are not comfortable, you are not doing it right. That is the idea. So now we'll practice Samasthiti Hasta Vinyasas. So now as you inhale, take your arms up and interlock the fingers, palms facing up, chin down, in Jalandhar Bandha. Holding the breath. As you exhale, bring your arms down, slow and steady in Ujjayi. Now at your own pace. The reason being, everybody's breath is different. Okay, three more of these. No hurry to inhale or exhale. Follow your breath. One last time. Inhale, Ujjayi breathing. Hands up. Stretch up. Chin down. Hold your breath. The abdomen feels like it's pulled in. Even a little Ashwini mudra, so I would say Bhumudha Bandha also happens. Exhale. Bring your arms down. And gently release and relaxing. Shitila Tadasana. Observe your abdomen, your shoulders, your arms, and your breath. Gently come back to Sthiti again. Now we'll practice the we practice the elbow movement and then we go into side bending. So the elbow movement goes like this. So palms facing up, inhale up and exhale down, chin down again. You'll be breathing, however, not fully in a Jalandhar Bandha. Now let's begin. Inhale and stretch up. And as you exhale, bring your arms down, elbows bent, palms facing up. Inhale, stretch up and complete Jalandhar Bandha. Hold your breath. Exhale and down. All the way down to the shoulder level. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale and down. Last one. Again, we tend to make more sound. Don't do that. Last. As you inhale, stretch up. And as you exhale, bring your arms down. When you bring your arms down, bring them by the side with full tone, muscle tone. Don't just drop them like that. Okay. And gently moving on to the next practice. Staying in Samasthiti here through the whole practice now. Now Parshvabhangi, as you inhale, arms up, stretch up. Parshva means side. As you exhale, lean to the right side, body one line, no forward or backward bending. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, stretch, and as you exhale, bring your arms down and stay in Samasthiti. Observe your shoulders through the whole practice. Try and stay in Samasthiti. Now we'll practice the next one, which is Parshvabhangi 2. Observe. Inhaling, stretch up, not yet. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, twist to the left. Next, we'll do that 2 or 3 times and then we'll go into twisting and back bending. So we'll stay here. Okay. Exhale, then inhale, then back. Exhale, twist. And the feet are fully grounded. That doesn't change. So let us practice that. So, inhale, stretch up, chin down, and now as you exhale, twist to the right, inhale, come to the center, exhale, twist to the left, inhale, come to the center, and now one more time, exhale, twist, inhale, center, exhale, twist, inhale, come to the center. Now we'll practice deeper, exhale, twist, inhale, bend back, exhale, twist more, inhale, bend back, exhale, twist more. Now fully as you inhale, come to the center, exhale, twist to the left, inhale, bend back, exhale to the twist more, inhale, bend back, feet planted on the ground, exhale, twist, and inhale, come back, and as you exhale, release and relax. Relax in Shikharatarasana and that's it. back to Samasthiti. Now taking the arms back, making a namaste, and we are now twisting. Okay. Bring this pose. Now exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to the center. Eyes closed. Ujjayi breathing. At your own pace. If you cannot make a namaste, you can also hold like that and practice. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Gently come back. Release. Relax. Okay. We'll move on to the loosening and Surya Namaskars. Shoulder rotations. Hands on the shoulders. Practice shoulder rotations. Usual loosening. Big circles. Reverse. And gently stop. Hands by the side, wrist rotations by the side. So this will give you a forearm stretch as well as wrist rotations, wrist strengthening. Reverse. Gently stop. Hands on the hips. We practice hip rotations, Kriti Chakra, circles. No, not like that. See, this stays in one line and your feet apart, feet just a little apart, and keep the knees straight, only the hips move. And reverse. I hope you have followed your practice. Sthiti, we practice knee rotations. Reverse. And gently relax. Moving to Surya Namaskars now, and in Surya Namaskar we practice about four regular Surya Namaskars and two the Vinyasa style Surya Namaskars. So let us come to the edge of the mat. Hands in Namaskar Mudra. Hiranyamayena Patrena. Together. Hiranyamayena Patrena Satyasya Vidikam Mukam Tattvam Bhushan Aparanu Satya Dharmaya Drishtaye. Om Ram Mitraya Namaha. Inhale and take your arms up, stretch up. Take your arms beyond your ears. No, we don't want the neck to be straight. We want the necks to be straight. Everybody bring your neck straight. Don't look up. This is what we want. Okay. Now take your arms back beyond your ears. Now contract the glutes. Push the pelvis forward. Now allow the head to now slowly slide back. And don't overstretch your neck. Neck is not the practice to look for. I see that Deepa, yeah, there, forward. Sridevi, forward. Yeah, now just a bit of a tilt. Now as you exhale from the hips, going down, this is half forward bend. Can we do half forward bend? Pull the abdomen muscles in. And now forward fold. This is how you want to do your forward bends. Now as you inhale, step the right foot back, big step. Big step. As you exhale, left foot joins the right. And how are the hands? The hands are not like that. The hands are this are touching down, and the fingers, but you are not the center of the palm. The center of the palm is off. And body one straight line. We are doing the chaturanga, kirtida. Here. Pull the abdomen in, lift a little bit up and move forward like an airplane. Okay, this is how you want to hold it. Now, as you inhale, knees down. Now, slowly, we are doing slow action here. Bend your elbows and gently bring your chest in between the hands and forehead on the ground. That way, we don't need to do this slow. The idea was to teach you how to go bend forward. We tend to just somehow do it. Now as you inhale, lift your entire body 1 inch off the ground and push up without touching. None of this portion should touch the ground. Okay. Now as you exhale, downward dog here. Walk your feet if needed. And now pull the hips back, hips up and back. And head is in line with the hands. Don't drop the head down. Keep the head in line with the arms, and only the hips and the abdomen performs the Uddiyana Bandha. Suck the abdomen in and go back. Now as you inhale, step the right foot in between the hands. Exhale, Padhastasana. Here in this, both Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha happen naturally. And as you inhale from the hips, up and back again, keeping the neck neutral. Don't overstretch your neck. Exhale, down. Sorry, a lot of fundamentals here because our teachers also don't focus on all these. Backward bend is using ab stabilizers. So this is how backward bend is done. Stretching up and back, not like this. So we tend to do this as if neck is performing the back bend. Back bend is back. Now neck bend. Okay. So because we simply do this, there's a lot of pressure in the lower back. And if you practice a lot of Surya Namaskars, people come and say, I developed low back pain because they are doing this. Not like that. So stretch up and bend back. Then there is zero pressure on the low back. Okay, let's practice this 3 more times. With Ujjayi. This time, I'm not going to say any count, anything. All of us follow Ujjayi and follow all these subtle points. Om Hrim Ravai Namaha. Om Hrim Ravai Namaha. Ujjayi breathing. Left leg this time. This time I'll walk around. Om Rum Suryaya Namaha. Begin right side. Vinyasa style. Now be in Samasthiti. Okay. Now as you inhale, take your arms up by the side, stretch up. Hasta Vinyasa. And as you exhale, bring yourself into half forward bend. Hold any part of your thigh and stretch, give that big lift to the spine and forward fold. This is how you want to do your Padahastasana. Even if you do in one stretch, that's how you want to do. You want to lengthen your spine and come down to Padahastasana so that the abdomen rests on the thigh. Knees straight unless you have any back pain. Now bend your knees and come to squat. Okay, this is a squat pose. Hands by the side, hardly touching the ground. I mean, you can use your hands like that. And now we want to jump back with both legs. If you cannot jump, use one foot at a time. So listen to your body again. Now come up on your toes. Bend forward. Hands by the side. Okay. And when you put the hands by the side, don't just put the hands like that. Once again, the same principles of using the corner of your hasta here and all the fingers down. And now, inhale and hold your breath and jump. If you cannot, one foot at a time is fine. And come to low plank. This is the low plank. Okay. Now, bring your knees down and come up to cobra, which is a little different. You are still using very little of your hands, but not too little. Go up, yeah. And use the core. Use the core, pull your shoulders down and back. Abductor cobra. Now as you exhale, come to Shashankasana. In this case, keep your elbows off the ground, hips, keep bringing the hips down, keep stretching the arms in the front. Active Shashankasana. Now one more time, low plank, lift your hips up and lift your knees off, come to low plank. And once again, cobra, pull your shoulders down, use your core. Don't overdo this, don't overlift, it's very easy to do this. Keep your navel down and lift up. And now, downward dog, Parvatasana. Here too, very active Parvatasana. Don't drop the head down, keep the head in line with the arms. Micro bend your elbows if needed and lift your hips up, pull it back. And now with one jump, we'll bring the feet in between the hands. So bend your knees and jump. And come to Utkatasana, squat. Take your arms up by the side, stretch up and slowly come up to stand. And gently down. Easy? Alright, so we'll do this one more time and then we'll learn through the successful weeks. Now, one more time. Inhale, arms up, stretch up, feet together. Jalandhar Bandha, hold your breath there. And as you exhale, half forward bend, lengthen the spine, fully collapse down into Padahastasana. Inhale, bend your knees, come to squat, holding the breath with both feet. Exhale. Or hold your breath, go down and exhale. And as you inhale, cobra, abductor cobra, lift up, only up to navel point, lift up, use the hands. Exhale, go into active Shashankasana. Inhale and exhale, come to low plank. Inhale, lift up, exhale, go to low. And again, cobra as you inhale and as you exhale, go to downward dog, active downward dog. Micro bend your elbows, Ears in between the eyes of the elbows. Lift your hips up, take them back. Now as you inhale, jump, come to squat, exhale, and as you inhale, arms up and slowly come up to standing, and as you exhale, again here, when you stand, chin down and feet together. There, as you exhale, arms down, come to Namaste. Om Shri Savitra Surya Narayanaya Namaha. Om Shri Savitra Surya Narayanaya Namaha. Bring your arms down, release, relax. Lie down. Shavasana, head towards the front. Spread apart, arms facing the roof, fingers in their natural curve. Abdominal breathing. Exhale. Exhale. As you inhale, the abdomen expands. This time not Ujjayi, just a regular Sahaja Pranayama. Fresh air enters your body. Exhale. All the toxins leave the body. Inhale. Positive thoughts enter your mind. Exhale. Any negativity, any tension, any fear, any shame, any guilt leaves. Now chant 3 Akara. Standing position. You ready? We practice Trikonasana sequence, all the standing poses, Trikonasana sequence and the balancing sequence. So basically it's not sequence in the sense of new asanas, it's just the asanas that we know. We are just going to practice one after the other. And the only time you can do as a sequence and not practice an asana and rest is if you are able to practice Ujjayi in that, as we said earlier. So through the whole practice we are practicing. Any breath we take is Ujjayi. Okay, let's all face to the towards the mirrors. Okay, so now it's usual Trikonasana. So if you want to be there, maybe take the mat. Yeah, it's Trikonasana sequence, so she won't need a lot of space there. Okay. So we do Trikonasana, sorry, not Trikona. Initially we'll do Virabhadrasana 2, that is Virabhadrasana without, not like that. Okay, Virabhadrasana 2, is that called 2? Or, yeah. So Virabhadrasana 2 followed by, no, we'll this time do Parshvakonasana. The goal is to practice Trikonasana and Parivritta Trikonasana. Remember this. These are the hardest practices. So we are slowly building up to that. So Virabhadrasana 2, Parshvakonasana easy version, Parshvakonasana the harder version, followed by Trikonasana. Why it is the hardest we'll talk later. And then Trikonasana and Parivritta Trikonasana we'll practice the Khagasana, side Parshva Khagasana, and then possibly those who can will practice Trikonasana, Parivritta Trikonasana. So let's once on the right, once on the left. So come to the left edge of the mat, one big step to the right, one leg to leg, or listen to your body and do as much as you feel comfortable. Right foot to the right 90 degrees, left foot inward by 30 to 40 degrees. So this should be your pose and make sure it's comfortable, otherwise adjust. Now as you inhale, arms up, straight. Now this will be your pose for the most part, and you will be only switching the feet. Now let's go into Virabhadrasana 2, bending the knee, not the knee but bend at the hip joint. So the knee automatically bends anyway, bend at the hip joint, straighten again, now try pushing the knee out and then straighten again, now bend at the hip joint. You will see the difference. So that way you won't get pressure on the knee. Okay, your hip joint, your groin is engaged here. You're getting the stretch in the inner groin of the right side. And try to keep the back straight, meaning the centered, not pushing forward, okay? Not leaning to the side. Turn the head and look. Ujjayi breathing. Ujjayi breathing. Don't over bend. Only as much as is comfortable. Even if it is a couple of inches down, it's okay. You are bending at the hip joint. Your inner groin is engaged on the right side. And your right knee is free. If right knee feels pressure, lift your front toe, right toe, and you will know that the pressure on the knee is not there anymore. And now straighten, twist, turn to the left, only the feet change. Straighten the leg and turn the left foot 90 degrees, right foot inward. Now once again, go down, adjust the feet. Only at the hip joint, not the knee. Don't push the knee down. If needed, lift the front toe. And pressure is on the back heel. Press the back heel down. Look to the left arm, through the arm as far in front of you as you can. Ujjayi breathing. Don't forget Ujjayi breathing throughout the practice. And gently straighten. Turn to the right, and now bend at the hip joint, elbow on the thigh, and without tilting the hip. Hip stays where it is. Now side bending to Parshvakonasana. Do not tilt the hip forward. Actively push the hip back. Breathe. Again, hip is engaged, hip joint. The groin is feeling the stretch, not the knee. Breathe. Ujjayi breathing. Neutral neck. Gently come up. Arms out. switch the legs. Again, take the leg in and bend. See the corner of the left leg, the femur, goes in like that and you bend. So that way you're not bending at the knee, you're bending at the hip joint. And go to the final pose of Parshvakonasana on the other side. Do not tilt the hip. Stay there. Breathe Ujjayi. If Ujjayi breathing is compromised, reduce your bend. Keep the neck neutral if possible. People may look at the hand that is up, but that might put a lot of pressure on the neck. Gently come up and switch the feet again. This time the full Parshvakonasana. So bend the right leg again at the hip joint. Take the bone in and bend down. And bring the right hand down without too much pressure on the hand. The idea is to bring the side of the torso on the thigh. But again, if you need to, take that support, no big deal for now. Or you can hold any part of the leg if you cannot go all the way down. And stay there, Ujjayi breathing. Keep the hips in the same plane as the legs. If you bend down, then the hips get compromised. They tilt forward. Inhale, come up. And exhale. Turn the feet. Inhale, and as you exhale, now the other side. Once again, the awareness is bend at the hip joint. Pull the femur bone in and go down. Keep the back leg straight, the hips in line, in the same plane as the legs, and bend down. Breathe Ujjayi. Come up. Not staying too long. Gently straighten the toes, release the hands and relax. Don't overdo any of these practices. There is no ouch in yoga, then it's not yoga. Relax, observe the changes. Getting ready for Trikonasana. Gently release your legs, come face me so that we can discuss a few things before we go into these poses. We do not want anybody getting injured. That is not yoga at all. Now here what we are going to do is Trikonasana. The idea is to keep the legs straight and bend without compromising this hip, right? We tend to do this, so that should not happen. And if everybody cannot go to the final pose in this way without compromising the hips, initially the Parshvakonasana, by the way, Bihar School of Yoga says keep it micro bent. Although you have to lock eventually, keep it micro bent and then go down. As you develop flexibility in the legs and in the hamstrings, then eventually you will be able to practice it safely. At any point there is a pressure here, then you are not doing it right at all. And it's okay to stay with Parshvakonasana style practice. This is my Parshvakonasana style Trikonasana. This is okay. This is perfectly fine for 1 year. Eventually we will be able to do this, right? Where now I can see that my inner knee here has a lot of tension. I can feel it myself. So I'm not ready for Trikonasana. Everybody is different. And some people are very tight here and they won't feel anything. They won't feel the pain. But then they eventually, over a period of time, you are going to slowly tear those tendons, which is what I have actually done. And so that means to heal that will take a long time. So it's okay, we'll heal. Good part about yogis is we can damage to some extent because we know we also can heal. But then why even get there, right? So you may not feel the pain. Even the stretch beyond the limit is good enough that slowly the fibers will tear. You don't want that, right? So keeping it slightly bent initially is good. Now the goal of Trikonasana is to work on the hip joints. This is what we want to be flexible. So that will happen over a period of time also. So when you bend like this, even this is enough for me to get that stretch. So we don't need to go all the way down. That's not the point. Later we'll also be using blocks and stuff, but until that point, you don't always need blocks. You will simply, your hand is a block. This is a good enough block for you. And even staying here like this for 1 year, if I practice this, I know that my hip joint will be flexible. Slowly I'll be fixing my muscles of connecting the knee, inner knee, and I know I can stand. This is how. It's as simple as this much, not even more than this, for us to develop the ability. So don't go to the final pose to look like in the mirror everybody should look the same. No, we don't need that. We look at others in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror. Okay? Oh, awesome. So let's go to this sthiti now. Trikonasana. Right side. You know how to practice, so go ahead. Practice. And be in Ujjayi. This time I am going to let you be there for a minute. The goal has been to practice Trikonasana, so we stay there. Ujjayi breathing. The hip joint at the back, actively push it backward. There's a compromise, complete compromise. Back. See that? This is how it has to be. And already there is a little bit of push that in. Now, go back. Now, bend down. Why are you bending it? The torso is forward. Take the hand back. Only as per your limits. Ujjayi breathing. Gently come up and switch to the sides. Practice on the other side. Again, let's stay for a minute. Absolutely like you're doing DRD. That's how you practice this asana. That's how relaxed you should be in the pose. Just as how you would be in a Shavasana, that's how you breathe. Keep your bending forward. Backward. Keep the hand back. There you go. You can also keep your neck neutral. If bending the neck to look at the arm is too hard, then you want to look in the front. That is. Gently come up. I hope you have been doing Ujjayi through the whole practice. Gently bring your arms down, release. If you are not doing Ujjayi, we don't want you in advanced class. That's the point. The point is not how advanced you can go in asana, but how advanced you can go in your relaxation of the pose, in the stiram and sukham of the pose. Gently release. We'll now go into the next practice, which is Parivritta Trikonasana. Here, first this is also not an easy pose. It involves core, lot of core practice here. So now, pulling the core in and being here, pulling the core in and going into bird pose. It's kind of hard because you all, I don't know if you will be hitting each other. So here, the goal is this, and pulling the core in and staying here. Then onwards, this becomes very easy for us to do. So go ahead and practice bird pose. So it does show. Yeah, you can unfortunately stagger forward, backward a little bit. Yeah. Pull the abdomen in and go down. It's almost like half forward bend as we did, Ardha Padahastasana, but on the Parshva, that is Parshva Ardha Padahastasana, you can say. Stay there, stay in the bird pose. That's the hardest for you to practice because it involves a lot of core practice. And then onwards, going into Parivritta Trikonasana, that is left hand to the right toe, is very easy once you are able to balance here. Not everybody is practicing right, but that's okay. We'll have workshops on these anyway. Gently practice. Go to Parivritta Trikonasana. Okay. Don't take the full support of the hand. Gently come back. Here too, Parshva has some preparatory practices. I just want to show you. So in case you cannot do that, this is also another way to do this. That is, how to show you guys? Okay, there, she's showing. See this way, and see that's what we eventually straighten. Like Parshva with the bird, I don't know what, the wings of the birds, whatever it is. Okay, like Parshva and in Parshva bend the knee. That's all they are saying. Now take that hand on the other side fully. Yeah, there. Much more than that, but that's okay. You take this elbow over here. Yeah, there. Practice that. Now the other side, please. Other side. Khagasana. Bird pose. Parshva Khagasana. Go ahead. Bend down. Like that. Keeping the knee straight. Yeah. Suck the abdomen in actively. Active engagement of core. And then, if possible, take the right hand to the left side, beyond the toe, that is on the outside. This requires a lot of flexibility to the spine and the core. Gently come up. Become you're not practicing right. You are practicing right to the left, opposite. Left to the left. This goes here. There, yeah. That's okay. And gently come up. Relax in Shittilatarasana. Observe. And now we'll move on to standing balancing, like we said before. Standing balancing practices. Vrikshasana and its variations. Vrikshasana, the standard Vrikshasana. If you cannot stand here, wherever you can, including the heel going above the knee. That also helps. Heel going above the knee. With this curvature, you can put the curvature on the heel, on the knee, side of the knee. Curvature. Don't press the knee, but your heel presses and you hold there. So that is the other practice. Or simply toe on the ground. And here, what we want really is the hip being engaged in the same plane. We tend to again here to compromise. Don't do that with the hip tilt. And so engage, lift, give a lift to the hip when you stand here. Here, this is how I am standing. I am just giving a lift to the hip. You see the difference? That one. And actively engaging. Here, let's do this just for balance. Let's keep the arms out. If you join them in, people tend to do this. This is wrong. You are pinching the shoulders. So the way to do this is keeping them like that. So basically you bend the elbows so that you don't really engage, you don't pinch them here like that, right? You don't do this. If you do this, it has to be like that. Or safer, let's keep them out. For now, for today, we'll practice it with arms out. So let's practice that one. whichever is your convenient pose in all these variations. The second one will be Ardha Padmasana, and the third one will practice preparation for Standing Marichasana. Standing Marichasana goes like this. So basically, this is Standing Marichasana. So if you can, great. If not, then simply compress and hold the. You can also hold like this with the opposite hand and go up like this. This is also easy. Let's do all three. 30 seconds each. Okay, first let's go to the regular Vrikshasana. Right arm out for support, left leg to the corner of the thigh or wherever you can place it, and arms out. If you do this shoulder should not be compromised when you. Best is to keep the arms out for now. Lift up. Here, the four corners of the feet of the right foot are down, and keep the curvature of the foot intact. Actively engage the hips, the core, lifting up, flying high. Gently. Legs down, arms down, release, relax into the Tadasana. And Ujjayi breathing, don't forget. This time, focus on Ujjayi. And if you need to take the support or anything, that's fine. Okay, now the other side. Take your pose. Whatever works for you. Again, one side you are better than the other. Ujjayi is the focus. Actively lifting the hip up, Ujjayi breathing. Release the hold. Slowly. Bring the arms down, leg down, and relax. Watch your breath. Now, Vrikshasana with Ardha Padmasana. Taking the right leg to the corner of the thigh, just like a Padmasana. All the way up, and you need those are sliding pants.
Yeah.
Do as much as you can. You can also hold the. You can just feel like that. If this works, so be it. Hold your hand like that. You can do this. Yeah. Gently. Release. Opposite. Hold your toe and stand. That helps. Keep the knee straight. Lift your core up, the whole torso up. Ready? Down. The four corners of the feet have to be plant it down, otherwise you can't. And lifting the curvature, remember that. So if you watch my feet there, just a little bit like that lifts the curvature of the feet. Prevents flat foot, by the way. It's very good. These are very good poses. So you have to be actively engaging the curvature of your feet also. Now, last one, we'll be Marichasana. Whichever way, simply holding it is also fine. Holding it up all the way using the support, this is also equally fine. Just holding it like this. Lifting up, pressing against the abdomen and hold. Breathe. The other side, lift up, hold, lift up, and even hold here like that is also okay. If you don't tie them at the back, that's okay. Lifting up like this is fine. If you need to use the wall, feel free to do that. Breathe Ujjayi. Standing here and breathing Ujjayi is also good. Gently release, relax, and gently come to Dandasana. In Dandasana, actively engage the abdomen. Just to give you what Dandasana is, take your hands by the side, pull the entire body back. Whatever is the effect that happens now to the abdomen, that should be the effect even when you are sitting in Dandasana, chin down. This is the active Dandasana position. Abdomen pulled in, chin down, but you have to be relaxed in this and breathing Ujjayi. This is Dandasana. We will now practice the Ardha Matsyendrasana. Take your right leg below the left leg. Heel by the side of the hip. Left leg across and bend back and come back with a twist. Bend back and twist. Gives you a bigger twist. And right elbow across the left knee and hold any part of the ankle, and you can either take your left arm and wrap around the waist, or you can hold for support. Twist to the left if you have bent the right leg. And stay there, breathe, be in Ujjayi, spine straight, twisted. Both sit bones on the ground. Ujjayi breathing. Meditate. All of these are meditative poses. You'll be staying there for a while. Ujjayi and relaxed through the whole stay in the Ardha Matsyendrasana. Actively keep your spine straight. Actively make sure both sit bones on the ground. Keep your eyes closed. Be in a total meditative mood. Gently release. be used for meditation. And on the other side, take the pose. And to be able to get a good twist, just bend back a little bit. And once the twist is done, make sure both the sit bones are on the ground. Actively engage the core and the spine to be straight and twisted. Actively push the shoulder back. The right shoulder this time. Meditate. Ujjayi. Although with a twist, the ujjayi won't be deep, but still awareness at the throat. Any tension, loosen it up a little bit. But keep breathing. And slowly release and relax. Next one will be Gomukasana. Right leg and left goes on top of right. Make them compact and we'll now work on the hands. So the arms, if the right leg is down, the right arm goes up and take it all the way back. The left arm, take it at the back and try to catch hold of right leg with the right arm, hook the right and the left fingers, keep the neck straight, and if you cannot keep the neck straight, it's okay to release the hook but still try and keep the neck straight. It's okay to make a triangle behind the head and keep the neck straight. Ujjayi breathing. And gently release the arms, release the legs, and relax. Observe the compression in the lower abdomen. A nice stretch in the right side of the abdomen. Now the other side, left below, right above. Make a nice gomukha of your knees, cow face. Now the left arm goes up and back. The right arm, twist it around, take it at the back and try to hook the fingers. If not, you're always good on one side, not so good on the other, and it's okay to not be holding the hands. Actively push the right shoulder down and the left shoulder up. And Ujjayi breathing. Keeping the neck straight. Relaxed through the whole practice, smiling through the whole practice. Ujjayi breathing through the whole practice. Meditate. Gently release, relax. And slowly moving to prone. 3 poses back to back. You'll practice Bhujangasana. Take your arms back and lift up as far up as you can go. Actively engage the thighs, actively engage the glutes, and lift up. With every inhalation, go up, feet planted on the ground, thighs engaged, glutes engaged, back of the feet on the ground. That is top of the feet, I should say. Breathe, Ujjayi breathing. Gently come down, release, and relax. In Makarasana. Moving on to Shalabhasana. This time we'll be putting these palms on the ground with thumbs outside like this. So the palms go down, thumb pointing outside. If that is too difficult for you, then the opposite is fine, or making fist also is fine. But attempt to bring elbows close to each other. When we do this, the elbows come close to each other. That's the idea. We want the elbows close to each other, and we want the internal rotation of the elbows. See how the internal rotation of the shoulders muscles go in. That's the idea. That's when you can go higher and also practice much more effectively. So go up, up, up like that. If you do this, watch this, pushing the hands down, I can lift up to that extent. But if I did the fist, okay, and I tried lifting, I can only go that much. See the difference? Go ahead, Ardha Shalabhasana. Hands down, palms facing down. One leg at a time. Lift your right leg up, straight without tilting the hips. Up. Stay there. Breathe. Breathe. Ujjayi breathing. Gently release. The other side. When you lift the left leg, right leg is relaxed. And slowly come down. Now attempt to lift both legs up with hands pushed down. Pushing the hands down, the arms down, actually the hands down. If your palms are facing down, then push your palms down and lift up. Keep the knee straight. And it's okay if you immediately have to come down, repeat it 2-3 times. Lift up, and slowly come down, maybe lift up. Very good. Slowly come down. And last time, lift up. And slowly come down. And release. And relax. Gently moving on to bending the knees, catching hold of any part of your leg, going up into Dhanurasana. Stay there, breathe, breathe, Ujjayi breathing, Ujjayi breathing, Ujjayi breathing. Need to come down, go back up again. slowly come down to relax. And final practice would be supine the Sarvangasana and Matsyasana. Gently roll over. And we practice Salamba Sarvangasana and Niralamba Sarvangasana. Salamba is when you hold it and Niralamba is when you don't hold. So basically when you go up and you hold, this is Salamba Sarvangasana. Bring your elbows as close to your body as possible. Lift up, Salamba. Niralamba, lift up. Okay. While coming down, just practice a bit of Halasana and come down. Salamba. And of course, those who cannot lift up into Sarvangasana, there are practices for preparation, which is simply keep your legs straight and keep lifting your legs up and down, up and down, up and down. Back. Over. Straight. Keep your legs straight and show you. And now lift up. And lift only as much as you can. No, watch this. See this? One. I will say your hands from the waist. So I'll say to this side. Your hands from the waist. So when your elbows closer, that will give you the motion. And after Setu Bandhasana and Halasana, after Sarvangasana and Halasana, practice Matsyasana. For Matsyasana, we practice both types. That is, slide the arms at the back with external rotation. Again, elbows close to each other. Externally rotate, slide the arms back, legs straight, legs straight, legs straight. Rotate all the way. And now, come up on your elbows and take your head back. Take your head back, lift this up, yeah, there we go. And stay there, no pressure on the ground. Weight is on the elbows, elbows in, all the way in, elbows in. Okay, slide the hands back. Why are you not putting your hands below the bum? That's the idea. And palms facing down, palms facing down, palms facing down. There we go. Slide all the way in, all the way in, all the way in. The elbows go all the way in, straight. There. Don't put pressure on the ground. Because elbows have to be, hands have to be straight. There. There. Now, lift up high. There. And gently down. Don't practice this more than 20 to 30 seconds. Now, we'll go in those who can. Practice in Padmasana. Take Padmasana. And I don't know if you can do so in Ardha Padmasana. Go ahead and try. Here too, we use the elbows. No pressing the crown to the ground. That way you are sure to hurt your neck. It should be a light backward bend. Not pressing the neck.
Are the knees on the ground?
Knees on the If you cannot do Padmasana, try just the regular Sukhasana. Maybe that works. Okay, then we release. relax. And let us now relax in Shavasana and counting the breath from 27 to 1. This is your DRT of the day, self DRT. Relax and go into abdominal breathing, and with every exhalation in the Kevala Kumbhaka, that is the suspension of breath, say 27 and 26 and so on. If the thoughts come, if you don't know where you are, start again. Some movement to your toes, to your fingers. Taking the left arm above the head, right hand on the abdomen, then the right leg, turning over to the left. Okay, when you're ready, come up to sitting. we'll chant Omkara. 9 times, followed by silence, meditation for a few minutes. Let's begin. Inhale. Awareness in between the forehead or heart center or the navel center. No movement, not even swallowing the saliva. Vegamantu Sukinaha together, wishing this peace and harmony to the whole universe through our prayers.
Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Taking your hands back, catching hold of right wrist with your left hand. Inhale, then back. Exhale from the lower back, bending down. Taking the lifting. Inhale. Coming back up, releasing your hands. Open your eyes. Awareness in between the forehead, watching your Ishtadevata. And whatever you see there now should be the attempt to do every time you meditate. Gently massaging your face and the neck. Hands in front of you. Then open your eyes. Thank you. Namaste. One big round of applause for all of us. Just to give 2 minutes talk and then we'll go for a snack, come back, and ideally we'd like to have a workshop before the snack, but I don't know how hungry you would be because we ideally want to. Okay, fine, we'll eat and then anyway we have to. We'll be doing asanas and various practices throughout, so accordingly you know how to eat. Eat in such a way that you're not really overfilling yourself. Okay, now what is the schedule for today, tomorrow and everything? You may want to like come forward. We'll get the snack, we'll quickly eat and come back for an introduction session. After that, we have a little clinic of taking these asanas, discussing. So we'll do that for about, that we can do a little later because you would have eaten. We can have a discussion on stress management. We are going to teach you how to talk to others about yoga. That is, what is the benefit of yoga, what is stress. We hear this, what we call integrated approach of yoga, the holistic approach of yoga, what are its the usual pep talk we give, some of the senior teachers give, but many of you simply, if you are in a party or with a friend or something and say, hey, you should do yoga, why? Oh, it's good to stretch. That's not why you should do yoga. So we will talk about how you talk about these points using the knowledge from Panchakosha Viveka and Vasishta, Yoga Vasishta. That's the goal. So we'll have group discussion on that. We will also be having, not in that order, but we'll discuss the order pretty soon. We'll also have, now we have Jyoti Sahu, please come forward. She's our yogi physical therapist and she PhD and whatnot. So she's going to be teaching overview of anatomy, yoga anatomy is what we are going to be teaching today and tomorrow. Also, we'll be doing advancing in pranayama session at the end. So there's a whole packed schedule for us to talk about. So right now, a snack and an introduction session. Okay? Alright. And we'll also be discussing your expectations and what we are going to be giving here in terms of the growth, sadhana aspect and of course the teaching.